Action figure review.
What's up, fellow Mez heads? Just wanted to pop in here real quick and tell you that I am very excited because I finally got the Sovereign Knight Batman. Now, I have to tell you, I've seen pictures, I've seen people's posts, a lot of people complaining about the figure. I actually think it's a fantastic figure. Hey, Joe. Hey, William. Thanks for joining. So I just want to show you a quick little breakdown of what comes in the box. So I'm going to put the tray back on because a lot of pieces, but this is more like it. Hey, Philippe, how you doing? So I got to tell you guys, this is more like the Mezco I love. I will tell you that this figure is off the hook. It's an awesome figure. It comes with a ton of stuff. So this is the tray. He's got 3 head portraits in addition to the one that comes on the figure. So a total of 4 heads for this Batman figure. He's got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 batarangs over on this side. He's got another batarang that I had him holding for a minute over here. I'm going to post a little pose because he's really, really flexible. Great range of motion, great articulation. I'll put this back in the tray, but he's got his grappling gun, he's got a sonic gun, he's got the little drone thing. What's up, Eric? Thanks for joining. He's got a whole bunch of different hands. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of hands, 5 pairs of hands, plus another hand that's got a kind of a kryptonite brass knuckle thing going on. Now, I got to say, I am just really, really pleased with the look of this figure. If you guys can see, now forgive me for the camera, but I just wanted to get on and kind of show this figure off real quick. For one, they did a really nice job on the folding of the cape. It's a really nice material. It's very loose, but very leathery looking. And it also drapes completely over the front of the figure for your dramatic Batman pose. My guess is that they're prepping their budget for the Michael Keaton Batman, because this is very Michael Keaton Batman, in my opinion. I have a feeling they'll probably reuse this cowl piece here and probably reuse the cape because it's a really nicely done cape. I'm really pleased with the way that this figure came out. Now, I've been seeing pictures where I'm looking at this figure and I'm like, oh, the lines on and the detailing are really lousy looking. They're very funky. I don't like it. But having him in hand, as usual in a lot of cases for Mezco, having the figure in hand provides a very different look and feel than when you're seeing it online and when you're seeing it in photographs that you yourself, aren't responsible for taking. But I mean, I love the way the cape drapes behind him. Great detailing, the face sculpt, really nicely done. I love the cowl detailing here, the scowling Batman look. The head that it comes with, he's a little loose, but I love the sculpted mask detailing on it. It's really just a nicely done figure. The gauntlets with the spikes, the fists. Now, if you can see the body, as you can see, the way the figure is shown off in the photography. I'm gonna just see if I can find a photo to show you guys what I'm looking at in terms of the pictures, which I haven't been pleased with the pictures of the figure itself. And that's one thing where I was sort of like, oh, I don't know about this one. But I'm going to look for it right now and pull it up to show you because you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see here. All right, Sovereign Knight. So when you go to the Sovereign Knight and you go to all of these promo photos, you can see here these really heavy lines, those black lines that are done throughout the figure, and it really makes it look bad, like really, really bad. That's one thing where, I pre-ordered the figure, I was excited to get it, but I was really not excited about the lines. They're not here. If you guys can see, they didn't do the shiny coating for the lines. What they did was they left out the shiny coating and they left it plain fabric. And instead what you have are these ridges and sort of little mesh line details in the costume here that are sort of like a raised rubbery textured material on top of the fabric. And they left the fabric to define the lines of the figure. Hey, Casey, what's going on? So that's one thing that I really like about this is it's not what I expected. And I'll show you the picture again so you can see there's a huge difference in the pictures and what they're showing off in the pictures versus what you're actually getting. So if you guys can see, you see all the black lines and the heavy black lines detailing the body on this. If you guys can see that, you see that? What's on my phone here, those are the promo shots I've been seeing. So this is what he actually is looking like. So that's the thing. This is what he's actually looking like. And I'm really impressed. I got to tell you, I am really impressed. I think it's just a fantastic figure. And, you know, it's just awesome. So I cannot recommend this enough. I'm loving this Batman. I did a little pose that I did like a hero landing kind of a pose for him just because I was playing around, but I will show you guys really quickly. He is really flexible. It's really nice and fun to pose this figure, but he's got all the right angles, all the right range of motion to really make this a dynamic figure. As you can see, he gets down on that knee there, and so I can show you guys on the box. That, but he's able to do it. And the knee pads stay nicely, head angles up nicely. You just have to pivot the torso low enough. And you gotta twist the torso towards whichever direction you're doing the hero landing pose in, pick that leg up, pick his head up. You may have to have the head rest a little on the neck, but bam. He does a solid hero landing pose. And I'm just going to adjust the leg to the leg. There we go. But you can play around with the cape, move the cape around like that. But look at that. You guys can see that. He does an awesome hero landing. So call it a ground pound, call it whatever you want. It's one of my all-time favorite poses for a Batman. Same thing with like Daredevil and Iron Man, except the Iron Man figure can't do this as well. But it's just really awesome, if you guys can see. And I'm going to angle it. Let's see. Put the fist, but the arm here, like this fist going down to the floor, it stabilizes the figure, but then you have the leg here that's flexible enough to come up high enough to make it look natural, to not make it look too forced. And as you can see, he's got really great range of motion. So this is my just initial unboxing of it, just to show you guys in case you're tuning in, the Ascending Knight Batman, or Sovereign Knight rather, I'm sorry, the Sovereign Knight Batman figure. And it's a great figure. So if you guys that are watching, if you have any questions, pop them into the comments. What's up, Lee? Pop your questions into the comments and I'll answer them if you got any questions about this particular figure, because I've got them right in my hand now and I can answer them for you if you have any questions. So let's see if we can invite any friends along the road to come check this out. Let's invite you and you and you, and we're gonna invite you. And let's see, we got Casey, we got you. So any questions about this figure, fire away in the comments. Just fire away and I'll be happy to answer them. But this is what we've got. We've got the Mezco Sovereign Knight Batman. So I'm just really loving this figure. It's really nicely done. I love the detailing, the gauntlets, the boots, the belt is nicely done. It's a nice rubber material. It's soft, well, it's not rubber, but more of a softer plastic. So it's just really great range of motion. And he does not have those ugly black lines that were really disappointing. I was looking at the pictures of this figure and I'm like, oh God, it's really just, oh. So yeah, see, it might work with Tactical Suit Batman. I'm terrible. I haven't opened Tactical Suit Batman yet. I haven't opened Stealth Iron Man yet. I haven't opened the regular edition Iron Man yet. I haven't opened Tactical, and I haven't opened, there's at least one other one. Blade. I haven't opened Blade yet. But I had to pop on because this was really not what I expected. I was expecting the ugly black lines. I even was saying to myself when I was opening the box, I'm like, okay, I'm going to open this box. I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm going to go in with an open mind. Have an open mind, and I'm going to check it out. I'm going to give it a chance. And this is just, it's really, it far exceeds what my expectations were. I really was expecting to see the ugly black lines and stuff like that. But as you can see, what Mezco did in the end, as far as, I guess, feedback from customers, and I don't know, because I think maybe some people have been complaining, I don't know. But it does not have the ugly black line detailing that they were showing in previous promo photos. And I'm going to zoom in and show you what I'm talking about because, all right, yeah, here, see? So on, okay, on this, just on this photo, you see that photo of Batman there? You see how he's got all those dark, ugly lines? That drove me nuts. Looking at the photos of this figure, I was like, really? That's what it has to look like? And then I get this, and as you guys can see, there's no ugly black lines. It's just texture, and the texture defines the line. So it looks like they decided not to put the line material or the coating on it. They decided to leave that out and let the fabric come through. And in so doing, have made it a successful figure. And in my opinion, one of the best Batmans that I've seen. So far, I mean, obviously, like, I have to say, I have yet to find a bad Batman figure that they've done. They've really done a nice job overall on all of their Batman figures, from Batman versus Superman to Justice League to the Sovereign Knight, and now Ascending, or what is it? No, it's Ascending Knight. The Ascending Knight is a great Batman. This is a really nice Batman figure. So if you guys had any doubts about it, if you were concerned like I was about the promo photos, what the figure was going to look like in those black funky lines, they do not show on this figure. It's pure fabric. And what they've done is use these texture, like a latex sort of a coating, a texture of sorts on top of the costume. And you can see the little gray and like kind of shiny detailing. So these are sort of like a metal mesh type, what do you call it? The, like the diamond kind of a metal rivet texture, you know, something like that. It's hard to explain. But I think you guys have an idea what I'm talking about. It's really just a great figure. I can't wait for the previews version. But this is just a great figure. I'm loving this figure. So he comes with a bunch of accessories. I'll show you again the tray because I don't want to lose anything as I'm here in my office, so I don't want to lose anything. But we've got here the tray, and here's all the different pieces. So he's got his drone, he's got the grappling gun, he's got his well, I forget the sonic kind of a weapon here, and then he actually comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of hands plus the kryptonite brass knuckles, which is cool. Then he comes with 10 batarangs. He comes with another bigger kind of heavy duty batarang, which I had him holding right here. He's got really nice paint applications on it and 3 head portraits. In total, he's got 4 heads. So for the price point, for what this figure is, for 4 heads, and for all of the accessories, a little bit, you know, bits and pieces and bobs and whatever he comes with, it's fantastic. It really is A+ in my book. And I'll show you the pose again because he can do. I was playing around with, for whatever reason, I just felt like this Batman figure needed the hero landing pose. So he can do a hero landing, ground pound, whatever you want to call it. I tend to call it ground pound when it's Iron Man. But if you pivot him gently and you just do it right, angle it the way you want, make sure that the knees are in the right spot, make sure the fist is in the right spot. He will support his weight, he'll bend down, he looks up, and he's in hero landing. If you guys can see that. A really nice hero landing pose, ground pound, whatever you want to call it. And you can see like excellent range of motion because you can see the closer the knee is to the inside of the torso, that the more natural it looks. A lot of figures can't do that. They don't have the joints to be able to do that, the range of motion to be able to do that. This figure has that. It's really nice. This is about as far as he can go, but he's got excellent range of motion, excellent articulation, top-notch Batman figure. And even still, I mean, you can just get him into all kinds of awesome jumping type poses. I mean, you know, there seems to be a whole laundry list of positions that he can be put into from, you know, just from what I'm seeing here. You know, being able to play with him a little bit, test him out. You know, he's really just fantastic. You can have him running. If you get him set up on the stand, you can get a nice sprint type of a pose in there for all you posers. I know that's one thing I thought of was the classic, like, you know, Batman running in, you know, running at you with the kind of thing. So you can see he's got really nice sprinting kind of a pose. And I mean, whatever, he's just fantastic. Can do sort of a kneeling kind of a block. He can make a, you know, do a wind up and a batarang throw. I mean, it's so dynamic, really dynamic. Yep, that's right, Lee. Let's see what, oh, you guys are commenting. I didn't even notice. I'm talking my, hold on, let's see. Hey, Sarah, hey, Jay, what's up? What's up? Oh, Pascal, thanks for joining us. Joe, what's up? Let's see, speaking of Blade. Yeah, so I still haven't opened my Blade yet. Yeah, exactly. So Lisa said, you know, it would have been a big mistake for the lines. And it seems like, I don't know where the lines came from, but it just did not look nice to have the lines. I don't know what they were thinking. It really looks terrible. I'm glad they removed it. I think sometimes, I guess what they do is they get the early prototypes, and in order to put up the pre-order, they have to put out a picture. I personally think it would be cool if they posted progress photos. You know, like if they posted themselves, you know, reviewing the prototyping or putting out, you know, saying, hey, got the new samples in, or like, all right, what do you guys think of the sculpting? And you get some direct fan feedback early on in the process. And I'm sure then they would never posted the photos of, you know, of the of the lines on the costume. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. As you can see, so it's got no crappy lines, and I've been showing everybody on the promo photos. He's got these funky dark lines throughout his body to define the muscles. Basically, what it's trying to do is define all the different muscles. And, you know, I mean, the way they do it is they got all this stuff in there. They have a texture on the fabric going around the body, but rather than put the coating on, they left it off and they let the fabric shine through. So while my figure, it's a little offset, the abdominal center line is a little offset, but I don't really care that much. That's not a big deal to me. And it's a fantastic figure, so highly recommend it. The other thing I want to show you guys. This thing is huge. I'm talking huge. Look at the size of this thing. It is literally like, look at this. It's basically the size of my torso. Now, I'm not a little guy. You know, I mean, I'm not tall. I'm not that tall. I'm about 5'10" and a half. But you know, I'm not a little teeny guy. You know, I'm pretty decently built. This thing covers my entire torso. I mean, look at this thing. I have plans for this tin. I'm happy to report, now I did open it to check it out briefly. I'm happy to report that on my set that I got from Entertainment Earth, I am not missing any triple color wire cables on the Ghostbusters set. I don't know, I guess there's been people talking about how they're missing cables on the Proton packs, but I'm not missing any cables. I have all the cables, all the little bits and pieces that are supposed to be there are there. You know, I don't have a problem with it. So, you know, it's a beautiful looking figure, so I will tell you that. I haven't gotten too involved with opening it. I'm so backed up with other stuff. but you know, it's a great set, really nice looking, I gotta say. The figures, you know, they're just really beautiful. You open up the box, and it's kind of an experience in and of itself to actually open that humongous box. So again, I'm really happy with the Sovereign Knight, and I cannot wait to open up the Ghostbusters set. So let's see, you guys got some comments here. Yep. What's up? Oh yeah, the Ghostbuster set's fantastic. It really is just, it's a beautiful set, and I'm not missing any of the proton cables. So anyway, why don't you shoot some questions at me? If you guys, do you guys any questions about these figures? You want to know what it comes with, how it feels, if there's a pose it can do, whatever. If you feel free, post a question in the comments there. I'm scrolling through to see what you guys are typing. What's up, Pascal? Holding a Mezco figure in your hands really does the trick. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It really does, and that's a really good point, Pascal, that made. It says holding a Mezco figure in your hands really does the trick. They may look great, but when you feel the weight of it and that flexible plastic makes you fall in love with it. Absolutely, and I will say, you know, it doesn't do it for every single one. You know, like for example, I got Commander Rogers here just because I wanted him. You know, he's all right. He's not the best figure, but I do like it a lot. I enjoy having him in my collection, and you know, he's a good figure. But this is one of the best Batmans I think that they've done. This Sovereign Knight Batman. It really is just an awesome Batman. I'd say my only gripe is I wish he was a little taller. I wish the body type was a little beefier and just a little taller. I feel like he's a little too short for Batman. Because this here is like my NECA Superman. You know, not that this is a good size comparison, but you can see how he's significantly smaller. And the Mezco line is supposed to be a little bit bigger. You know, he's kind of scrawny for as far as a figure goes. You know, he's not really to scale with 1/12 scale. But other than that, I mean, like Captain America, Captain America is pretty much the same height. You know, and I don't know. I just perceive Batman as being a little bit taller character. But that's it. I mean, that's really nothing. It's not a gripe worth, you know, perpetuating. So, hey. So yeah, I think this is such a great figure. Really, just I'm loving this. The detailing is just fantastic, and you know, yeah, I think when you get these figures in hand, and when you see the pictures, and in most cases on the Mezco figures, and one thing that I always enjoy about them is you really do not get a good sense of what you're getting and how cool the figure is, how flexible it is, how nicely detailed it is, until you get it in your hand and you're holding it. And you know, what I like about most of the figures is you don't get like, it's different than Hot Toys. Hot Toys, you know, you really do have to be careful with how you pose it, how they're very delicate. For a figure, you know, like I really do when I'm posed, when I, you know, Captain America here, you know, I have to be a little careful. You know, he's not as delicate as some of the others, but even like the die-cast Iron Man figures, like, you know, my concept Iron Man, I do think that this figure can really take a beating, but they can't. They're not meant to. They're not meant to take a beating. They can't take a beating, and they're actually very delicate. And one little slip, you know. So yeah, see, I have a Popeye. I don't have in my collection. I really would. I like Popeye as a kid, but not enough to pick up a figure. I'm, you know, sticking with the superheroes for the most part. So I had to get the Ghostbuster set. But you know, with the weight and the feel of these things, you know, you get them in your hands and you really do feel like they can be posed. They'll stay in position. They'll keep their shape. They're, you know, if they fall over, you know, you get some breakage on the accessories, but you know, they can flop over and they're pretty sturdy. And that's one thing that does impress me, is that even though the price, you know, for the price point, an $80 figure, being, you know, you would think like, you know, some of these accessories are very delicate. But really, it's the accessories that are delicate. The figure does hold up quite a bit. So you know, that's one thing that always impresses me about these figures. So, and I'd say that's pretty much it. So if you guys haven't picked this up, I highly recommend that you pick up this particular version of Batman. I also recommend the Ascending Knight version because that one's a really nice one too. But this Sovereign Knight Batman is just a shining example of a Batman figure, and it's a really great addition to your collection. You will not be disappointed in the quality of this figure. At least so far, so good on mine. And I'm also really impressed with the level of accessories that this particular figure comes with. It comes with a lot more than most, you know, and it's a fantastic figure. I'm really enjoying having this. So that's, I need my coffee. And I think that brings us to the end. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching this unboxing episode, whatever you want to call it, little webisode, I guess, podcast. I don't care what you call it. But I really appreciate you guys, your support. Thank you for being members of the group. Could, you know, post when you want to post. Let's see those poses. Let's see those collections. You know, I got a little posing challenge going on at the moment with the Captain America and the 1/6 group, but I'll set up one for the Mezco group. If you want a couple of posts up, you'll see my Black Panther picture. If you want, try to, you know, make a post from that Black Panther photo, post it in the comments on that, and you know, have a little contest, and we'll see. I'll pick the winner, and the winner will get a little cute little prize. Okay, how about that? But also, you know, please, you know, feel free to invite people to the group. The more the merrier in here. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Keep Compose on. I will see you next time. Happy collecting. Go buy something awesome. Pick up something awesome. Trade something awesome. For something awesome. And enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.